Outlaw Radio. This is, of course, your host, the loving and wonderful Outlaw Night here. Who am I? There I am. Hi, everybody. It's going to be a bit of a shit show one here. Sorry about that. Alrighty, what do we got? Yes, I am the Outlaw Night, and I am here today, pre-recorded. It is a couple days after New Year's. Is January 3rd to be exact. And I wanted to record this now because I'm not going to get a chance next Wednesday. Just it's been a busy couple of weeks. Everything going on, in the world and in my world and my life personally, dealing with everything going on after the holidays. But I really came on here, and as you can see by the thumbnail and everything, what I'd wanted to do was to talk about. I'd really wanted to talk about the topic in the wrestling world, which was, of course, people not being very careful about themselves. But it seems a little trite to be talking about that today after what happened in the last 24 hours, what with, Agent Orange Tangerine Palpatine and his crew of cronies actually deciding to invade and trying to, usurp power in Venezuela, thus making their whole bullshit claim of trying to do things for safety and good of the world and, anyways. War crimes on top of war crimes on top of war crimes, and that is just a sad state of the world right now. And if you're following mine and you don't want to hear about that stuff, I get it. And if you're a friend of mine and you don't want to hear about that stuff, I get it. But it does seem a little weird to want to be talking about wrestling when all that sort of shit is going on. And yes, there's all kinds of crazy stuff going on all around the world. There are people starving everywhere, and people right here in Winnipeg are struggling, and we're all struggling. I'm struggling in my own ways as well. But given that news, it did seem a little dumb to just sort of come on here and not at least acknowledge it. So, be that as may, I'm going to try to do this as I'd wanted to do it and sort of give a quick and dirty conversation about things. We'll take this from the top. Hi, I'm the Outlaw Night. If you're here for the first time, welcome to Outlaw Radio. I am an independent professional wrestler based out of Central Canada. I've been wrestling since 1995, so if you do the math, yes, that is now over 30 years of action. Not full-time, not for the majority of it, just because that's how life works, and it's hard to do this thing full-time. So yes, I'm a pro wrestler, I'm a self-published author. I'm the author of, where are my books? There they are. Can you tell I was not prepared today? Self-published books. Here are two of my books. Book number 1, Cowboy Ending. Book number 2, Outlaw Justice. And, of course, book number 3, Prayer Fire. There are links down below in the description from my links to my Amazon store where you can find out where those are. If you think I'm engaging in any way and you want to learn more about me as a wrestler, please follow my links. Go to my Patreon page and join the small little community there that I'm hoping to grow. I've got a Pro Wrestling Tees page for now. I might be branching that into something else. I'm speaking to a guy here in Canada that's trying to start up his own store. And, yeah. All right. So the wrestling story of the last week or so, not including Matt Cardona debuting on SmackDown looking like he signed, is, of course, related to neck health and overall health and safety as a pro wrestler. And it's a tricky topic. It's a tricky topic because to get to the meat of it, there was that really crazy sleeper suplex that Kyle Fletcher took from Jon Moxley at the AEW pay-per-view. And I want to say, yeah, these guys are both top-flight athletes. Kyle is still young and in his absolute athletic prime, and he bounced back and he says he's okay, and that's cool. Today he's okay, and I hope that he can say that in 20 years from now. I really do. He's great buddies with, Will Ospreay apparently, and Will now is in his early to mid-30s, and he's already had his neck surgery, and and that's after he tried to change his style a few years ago, to smarten it up and to, be a little safer. Look, I don't really have anything that I can add that's greater than anything that Steve Regal said. He has a great post online where he talks about the dangers and the perils of pro wrestling. And he talks about the dangers and perils of, putting his body on the line and taking dangerous bumps well past the point where he should have been taking them. We got Brian Danielson right now who's out. His career is done. And there's a guy who had his career done a couple of times, due to concussions and now cumulative damage to his neck. It's not an uncommon thing, unfortunately. And it's not just your neck, it's your head. The Chris Nowinski Institute for all of our, head trauma studies. How many guys have ended their careers because of, damaged or blown out knees or, damaged their backs or anything like that. Like I personally have a list of injuries that's ridiculous. Like my girlfriend who's sleeping upstairs will tell you flat out that she doesn't understand how I keep doing this, why I keep doing this. I've got 4 documented concussions plus who knows how many that I never actually went to the doctor for. My neck is stiff all the time. My shoulder and my rotator cuff haven't worked great for the last 2 weeks. I'm finally going to get that x-ray on Monday, I hope. I'm in line to get a knee replacement in the next 3 years or so. Torn ligaments in both of my ankles and more, and that's trying to be safe. Did I take my risks? You damn right I did. When I was younger, was I reckless and swinging weapons and throwing my body through stuff? Absolutely I did. I had my share and I had my turn. And I had my share and had my turn while also learning how to do things safely 30 years ago from a bunch of guys that, were very big on doing things the right way, doing things carefully. Protect me, I protect you. Protect my body and I protect yours. All of our students at the Blaze Pro Wrestling Academy, I've stressed over and over again the importance of protecting yourself at all costs, right? Always keep your head up. Always, know which way your opponent's coming from. Know what type of person they are before you get in there if you can. Be prepared to defend yourself if possible. And that's just, protecting yourself from the other person. Also, you got to protect yourself from yourself, right? It's the reason why we spend so much time working on, stretching and, body contortions and taking our rolls and everything like that. We have to do that because if we don't, we could end up very seriously hurt at any point in time. The most important thing I tell all of my students, and I hope they listen to this and I hope they take it to heart, is that you can do absolutely everything right. You can make no mistakes, and you can still hurt yourself very badly. And at the end of the day, what the crowd really wants more than anything else, like high spots are great and weapons are great and blood and all that other stuff, there's a place for all of that, and it can be done with minimized risks. And we're all grown-ups, and we all know what we're getting into when we do that sort of thing. So I understand it. I understand the impulse to do it. I've done it. I'm not going to throw stones. I've done it, and for the right opportunity and money, I'd probably do it again. But I like to think I'd do it in a smarter way than I used to do it. You only got one go at this in life. And yeah, YOLO, you only live once. I understand that. But wrestling isn't forever. It's for everyone. Can be for everybody. But it's not forever. It will not sustain you for the rest of your life beyond what you've got. And by that I mean there are going to be very few of us who will, during the times that our bodies will hold up for it, be able to make a significant enough living where they can live off that for the rest of their life. We have to be able to be ready for what comes next, whatever that looks like. So, yes, I thought it was a dangerous thing that Fletcher and Moxley did, but they're also grown men. They're top flight athletes, and they're making good money. And I hope to God that their insurance covers them when they know how to continue to do this. Chris Statlander on that same show took a really, really crazy high angle suplex from Jamie Hayter. Landed really high on her neck. I didn't like that any more than anybody else, and she made sure to point that out. On every show, at every level, we have people taking risks. What we do as pro wrestlers is risk. All of it's a risk. The minute we step through that curtain, it is a risk. But we all have a bump card. And when that card is filled, you're done. So you have to ask yourself, do you want that card to be filled up sooner or later? But eventually we all have to pay that piper. So I hope you can all ask yourself, if the risks you're taking are worth it, if the immediate gratification from the pops you're getting from that crowd are worth it for the limping you're going to do 10 to 15 years later. I was an idiot. I remember being in my 20s. I remember saying snidely that, hey, I knew one day that I'd be a 50-year-old man who's limping around all the time. I'm there now. I don't begrudge that kid. He had long hair and was a lot prettier than I am. And he was a great athlete. I can say that now. He was a great athlete. And he took a lot of risks. And now, that young man is paying that toll. That's okay. I knew those risks. I accept those risks. But hopefully I'll be able to continue on for another 15 to 30 years. Let's go 25. In a relatively healthy state. And I hope you all can too. And I think that's really the biggest point of all of this. Okay? Taking risks is cool. I get it. It's exciting and it's fun. And yeah, that thrill in that moment, when that adrenaline's going, you feel invincible. You think you're indestructible. We're not. None of us are. So, what do I think about that spot that they did, Fletcher and Moxley? I thought it was cool as hell. But it reminded me too much of the final bump of Mitsuharu Misawa's career, where he died in the ring. And that wasn't even a crazy bump in comparison. But it looked a whole lot like a bunch of the ones he took for many, many years before then. Mitsuharu Misawa died not that many years ago in the ring because he'd taken too many head drops and neck drops. I hope that sort of thing never happens again. I really do. Please govern yourselves accordingly. Please be careful out there. Get over, have fun, create a gimmick, have a gimmick match, do things that make you happy, put smiles on faces, make your money, save your money, and be able to walk away. That's all we can ever ask for. So this is just a short one today. I just wanted to talk about that. Again, the news of the world's kind of got me down. But this topic was good, and I didn't want to miss out on sharing my thoughts, because I had a couple of guys in my crew ask me what I thought, and I said I would talk about it on here. So those are my thoughts. Again, if you're new here, thank you for tuning in. I do go live, try to go live. I do a live stream every Wednesday at 10 p.m. Central Time. Again, this is one's pre-recorded. I am going to try to go live again starting next week, and I'm looking forward to doing that. I'll set a topic and a post in the near future so we can get that thing going, and that way we can hopefully have a discussion. My favorite part about doing this is having the discussion in the chat and on my Patreon and more. So thank you for checking it out. Again, I am the Outlaw Adam Knight. Please check out my books on Amazon. This one's a free download this weekend. Oh, you're not going to see it by now, but it was a free download if you have a Kindle, if you're a KDP Select member. If you like books and urban fantasy, Tanya Huff likes them, so I hope that counts for something. Please visit my Pro Wrestling Tees page. The Blaze Pro Wrestling Academy is going to be starting up again in the next week or so. I believe January 17th we're doing open tryouts. Check out blazeprowrestling.com for more information on that. January 24th, I'm going to be I'll be taking part in the Dream Snake Flight Show, run by Rob Stardom, a bunch of other people down to Assiniboine Downs. Please give that a Google and find out here in Winnipeg. And of course, February 27th, I will be facing TNA's Cody Deaner, where he will challenge me for the BPW Canadian Heavyweight Championship. And that's going to be a good one. And I'm probably going to take some risks in that, if I'm being honest. We'll have some fun. Lots of love. Thank you for coming and checking it out. It means the world to me that anybody ever shows up and listens to anything I have to say. It really, really does. And I'm really hoping we have a good time. And I'll see you next week. From the vault, I've got a new old match being uploaded every Monday. And hopefully by Friday, not this week, but next week, start doing some follow-up Fridays and some fitness Fridays and stuff like that. But in the meantime, thanks for watching.